Well, there is some secrets, but they are
They're
secrets. Yes, it was a derelict 130-year-old building. So us joined knowing that war would have been
on the cards.
On the cards. Yeah.
How does it come about that you get a Hollywood A-lister as a trustee? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ben Wadham. Never know what camera to look in when we do
Yeah,
this.
I know. Yeah.
You were a PTI, weren't you?
Yeah. I finished off my career as a PTI. So trading recruits, and then went back to being like a section commander. But then you still a PTI as such, but you go back to it's like the PTI is like a secondary role.
Right. Okay.
So you do like the company fitness testing, etc. and stuff like that. And
yeah.
But you're just a normal soldier again, then really.
Class, man. See, I always wonder with the PTIs, how on earth do you keep your vest so white?
Well, there is some secrets, but
they're
secrets. Yeah.
You can't say.
Week one of the course.
What?
Daz, brilliant.
Daz is well. Training and everything is not just good for the soul; it's good for the mind as well, isn't it?
Well, the Royal Marines PTI motto is mens sano and corpora sano, which means healthy mind, healthy body. Now, I'm like a good drug dealer, really, because everybody wants the endorphin hit from exercise. You know, so that's why we train, because we like that chemical response we get. Yeah. You know, and it makes you feel better, it makes you feel like you've achieved something. So yeah. I guess I'm just a healthy drug dealer.
Wow, so you're like the Walter White of.
Yeah.
You go into the forces, and everyone knows that that perhaps there's a physical element there that you could get injured, you could get hurt. But do you feel like sometimes the sort of the mental aspect of a career in the forces is?
Yeah, I think I think what they do is they break you down and build you up to be something they want you to do. Yeah. But they don't give you necessarily the skills to deal with that later on in life. If that makes sense. That's what I always find. Okay. They break you down and make you feel like a piece of shit at the bottom of the chute in training, and then build you back up to feel like you're a Royal Marine Commando. So it's a pretty prestigious thing to do.
Too right.
But yeah, like I say, the stuff later on in life. But again, I don't think you can really prepare anybody for that. Yeah. The unfortunate fact of choosing a career in the military, especially if you're in a sort of infantry regiment or something combative, you're gonna, luckily now there isn't anybody wars to fight, which is good. Yeah. But I guess at my time, I think it was most of us joined knowing that war would have been on the cards. Yeah.
So you're heavily involved with real charity as well, aren't you? In fact, isn't Pantheon it's
like an academy.
So
basically we have like members that are supported by the charity. Right. So just trying to get people that are struggling to believe in the emergency services, military, etc. to find that new community. Yeah. I think the biggest thing the forces creates. It does create like a family or a brotherhood or a sisterhood. Of course. And then leaving that, you wake up with a set of orders every day. You know what you're doing every day. You know what's coming up in the training plan. You have a direction and a purpose in life. And sometimes it's easy to leave and that to be over. Yeah. So what Real does is through jiu-jitsu and now through the fitness world is we're trying to find those communities for veterans and emergency services that have lost their way a little bit. Yeah. Find that sense of belonging again.
My dad was in the Marines.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. And especially in the lockdown, I was still living at home in the lockdown. Yeah. And it was so easy to just sit in the garden with a beer, wasn't it? And at one point he came up to me and he's like, "You're looking a bit tubby there, mate. I'm not having it."
What was it like growing up as a son to a Marine?
Well, my dad was never really sort of. He always sort of did it just because people said he couldn't. So he was always a little bit. I don't know. He wasn't military through and through or anything like that. He was pretty lenient. Anything I wanted to try, because I feel I'm quite creative. Yeah. Anything I wanted to do on that level, he was like fully behind. But I was never ever allowed to quit anything.
Yeah, once you started it.
Once you start, you finish it.
Yeah, good, yeah.
And I think, that was, to be honest, I think that's probably one of the most important lessons I've been taught is once you start something, finish it.
Yeah, or at least give it a reasonable right amount of time.
Because you've got kids, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got two wonderful little girls.
Two wonderful. So say they turned to you one day and they said, Dad, I want to be a Marine,
I would say no.
you would say no?
I said, don't join the military. Go and get a tuition. Do something better with your life.
Why would you say no?
I don't know. To be honest with you, if they wanted to join the Marines, then yeah, I'd support them the whole way, if I'm really honest.
So if you had to sort of like give a 5-year plan, well, not a 5-year plan, I suppose, because I'm not expecting you to get out like your business report, but...
Well, I've got 5 years planned, because that's...
Have you?
I need to be at a certain point in 5 years, because in 5 years' time I would have retired from the military with a full pension.
Yeah.
So that would have been my 22 years done.
Yeah.
Depending on whatever rank I would have got to. So 5 years, I want to have franchised out my business.
Wow.
And then I want to take a bit of a, not a back seat, but more of a managerial role.
Yeah.
And have a couple of gyms within the Plymouth area.
Yeah.
So have like one in Plymouth Stock. I'd like one on the waterfront, so we can do like swimming and stuff from it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I want to franchise out, and I've got a few people lined up to start my first franchises. So hopefully you'll see like a Pantheon, Soho, Pantheon, Manchester, whatever. So people leaving the military, I can support them by they can buy into the franchise of Pantheon.
It's an old church, is that right?
It was the hall for the church. The church was next door, but that got blown up in World War II.
Right.
So yeah, we've got like the old church, big apex roof. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I've seen the pictures because there's a massive mural on the back,
That's it, yeah, I've got my mullet immortalised forever. So,
the mullet.
So in 10,000 years' time, when we're all dead and aliens dig up that building, because that'll still be standing, that thing will. Yeah. They'll be like, who is this man with this golden hair?
Yeah. The mullet, this must have been the in thing.
Yeah, well, I started, the mullet was, I grew that just before Tiger King became mega famous.
So you're the inspiration then? Joe Exotic saw a picture of you and he went, I want that.
I'm thinking that's what it is, yeah.
See, on the last episode, I had Hillbilly Nation in. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Oh, they're crazy. So they're big, well, they call it a moulet. I think they're trying to make it sound a bit fancy, you know, the moulet. Yeah. Could you, they're big ambassadors for the mullet. Could you ever see yourself bringing the mullet back?
I'd love to, but it's a 2-year evolution, isn't it? You know, you spend a year looking absolutely ridiculous because you've got no haircut. Yeah. You know, and I think that's the same thing with any haircut. I always feel like I've had long hair down to my shoulders when I left the Marines and rebelled and shaved, let my hair grow. Yeah. I've had the top knot, I've had the mullet, but it's like anything. If you know, it takes time.
And the no shoes thing.
Yeah.
I've been told from a reliable source that quite often you wear. In fact, when I met you outside, you had no shoes on.
Yeah, I don't wear. I stopped wearing shoes nearly a year ago now. I'd tell you the honest reason is that if I wore socks and shoes all day long at the gym, because I'm sweating and working all day long, I get bad athlete's foot.
Fair play.
So I was like, well, I'm just going to stop wearing shoes in the gym.
Yeah.
And then I just sort of took it to most aspects of my life now.
Done away with the foot prisons, mate.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
So going back to the real charity, then, I've noticed there's quite an impressive trustee on the list, isn't there?
Oh, Mr. Hardy.
There's a few.
Yeah.
Mr. Tom Hardy. How does it come about that you get a Hollywood A-lister as a trustee for a charity?
So Sam, that's all to do with Sam Sheriff, really. Right. He's I think that Tom's a big advocate of the Royal Marines. Yeah. He's done a lot of work with the Royal Marines in the past. He's come on to camps and done shooting ranges and packages and stuff like that with the Corps. Yeah. And he's a keen jiu-jitsu enthusiast as well. He's a blue belt. And I think like he just reached out. I think remember Sam telling me a story that he'd reached out on an email and thought it was like the lads getting him on a bite. Yeah. I thought it was a joke, but it wasn't. And then like I say, the rest is history on that one. But yeah, he's a cool guy.
Have you met him? Have you?
I've had the privilege of meeting him. Yeah.
Have you? Yeah. Good effort, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool one. And then of course Mr. Mark Ormrod as well, who I believe is a very good friend of yourself.
Yeah. Mark is one of my, I would say, Bezzy Oppos.
Bezzy Oppos.
Yeah. He is a real fucking cool guy.
How we looking, mate?
Oh, beautiful, stunning.
All right.
Yeah, perfect.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I've gone from like a 6 to an 11.
Too right. That's what we deal in here, mate. 6 to 11. Brilliant, mate. Well,
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for being on A Haircut With.
Yeah, perfect.
And anyone in the Plymouth, well, any area, travel down to Pantheon Gym, right?
Yeah, and also come and see you for a haircut, obviously.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
hand in hand, isn't
exactly.
it?
Exactly. We only deal in 11s.
Yeah,
I hope you haven't got any links on, because else the cheekers will be chasing you like crazy.
I've got the stick ready to go for when I get outside it.